it's a great advantage for the patient, a great advantage for the doctor too, for he knows your lifestyle. He becomes, you will become a friend to your patients, rather than the impartial way that we pigeonhole today. I'm sure all of you are familiar with that. I'm going to begin with something very important, very close to my heart. At this place, under the guidance of Dr. Short and his staff, you will graduate with healing in your hands. I would ask you to look at your hands now. They are holy. They are holy hands, and you will graduate with the ability to heal with those hands. Not too much unlike our Lord Jesus Christ. And it's a sobering thing, but if by the time you've studied the basics and know what is involved in this way of life, and it is a way of life, if you do not feel called, because this is a calling, talk it over with one of your instructors, and maybe you'll seek another profession. But I predict that you're going to be so excited and so thrilled with what you've chosen to do. I look at your faces and I wish I could hug every one of you. And I wish there was time to tell about my dad, my dad to Elizabeth Town, E-Town. Probably the most of you know it as E-Town. He had a radio broadcast, 15 minutes a weekly broadcast, where he would talk about chiropractic. He would talk about chiropractic anywhere he went. I brought friends home. Oh, Daddy, not again. So just know that you've got to be willing and eager to tell how it works. It works so beautifully. And so it's a joy, I'm sure, to be able to explain it. It's logical, and it's so different from the other forms of healing, in which these days I can tell you, you put in a pigeonhole. They want to get to know you because they know too many aspects about you. You don't fit in a pigeonhole, because none of us do. A chiropractor takes that into consideration, knows the lifestyle, knows the way people live, and it's so important to have a personal relationship. Your patients will become your friends. I wish I had time to tell you about the trips to Louisville, Kentucky, the Kentucky State Chiropractic Association. At that time, my dad and the other pioneers were fighting for their right to practice. And I have to mention their names: Dr. Olson, Senior and Junior, Dr. Murphy, Dr. Rory, Dr. Raymond Pike. They were all, I just am doing that out of allegiance to those old pioneers that fought for the privilege of practicing chiropractic. And I wish I had time to tell you about going to Lyceum, back at the Palmer College my dad graduated. But I don't think it was fun. I was not there for D.D. Palmer to discover chiropractic and develop the school, but I saw very much of his son, B.J. Palmer, and his wife, Mabel. My dad had his pictures of those two. They were instructors, both of them. They were sort of ahead of time. Mabel was just as important in teaching as her husband. And it was, my mother and I enjoyed the boat rides on the Mississippi while we visited Davenport House. But I don't have time to go into all those things, so I'm going to share a poem that I wrote. I am a poet. I'm not a great poet, but I'm a good poet. And this is about my father. My father never met a joke he didn't like, and never met a person he wouldn't take a liking to if they enjoyed a good one. And good ones did abound in his world. Indiscriminate, unconstrained by political correctness. He was an equal opportunity offender. Good at dialect. Everyone was fair game for him. Drunken Irishmen, thrifty Scots, bewildered Mexicans and Jewish mothers, none were safe. It was a tense time when visiting evangelists came for Sunday dinner. My mother's cooking, the pastor assured me, was worth the risk. I wasn't so sure. Dad was in his element. Did you hear the one about the little boy who had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the sermon? At Mother's suggestion, I always sat next to him so I could nudge him under the table. To no avail. He was off and running. Fortunately, most preachers have a sense of humor. When I visit my parents at Red Hill, the cemetery in Hodgenville, I like to imagine my dad up there telling jokes to all the folks. I'm almost sure God smiles. And how could there be a heaven without laughs? I salute you, class of 27, and I wish you well.